Hi there folks, and welcome back. Today we're going to be discussing a Harvard Business Review article titled Change Through Persuasion by David A. Garvin and Michael A. Roberto. This is an assignment we had to read for class, so I thought I'd do a quick video recap. So the case is of Paul Levy. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly, but he is tasked with leading the Beth Israel Diaconess Hospital. Basically takes it from red to black, huge transformation, huge success, and very much exceeded expectations. So I thought it was interesting. The article talked about two parts to the turnaround process. Part one is the developing of the plan. Part two is the implementing of the plan. And just kind of an interesting side note with some of the other things I'm reading, that Dr. Stephen R. Covey, leadership guru, would have called that the mental and then the physical creation. So I thought that was interesting. But anyway, within that two-part turnaround process, there are four phases of the persuasion campaign. Phase one is you convince employees that radical, drastic, and quick change are necessary, and that you're the right person for the job. Phase two is that you position and frame, and you elaborate, you gather feedback and input from stakeholders. Those will be impacted. Three is that you manage employee mood through constant communication. That's a theme that we've seen with other articles that we've had to read. In phase four, or part four, is you reinforce new behavior to prevent relapse or backsliding. So those are the four phases. Interesting to note that the first three occur in the developing of the plan. In other words, most of the work is in that first part, is developing the plan before you even begin implementing. So just a few bullet points that I noticed, and I'll put those in the notes here as well, is that a clear, concise vision and a bold and compelling message. So that's critical to change in the persuasion campaign. You got to differentiate yourself and this plan from past plans. In other words, how is this different from other strategies that you've tried? You've got to outline that, spell that out. You've got to convince people that the organization is truly on its deathbed, and that without drastic and quick change, then it's not going to survive. And then you've got to gain a mandate for your change initiative. In other words, you've got to prove that you are the person for the job. So you've got to walk the walk and talk the talk. And frequent communication. And so you've got to balance the bad news with the good news and deliver hope to your stakeholders without sugarcoating it. It's kind of a fine balance there. And you've got to change behavior, not just way of thinking. In other words, you're looking for activities. So that's just a quick recap and rundown. Some of the questions that I had were, number one, this article talks about this being a massive transformation, which it was, but would this same strategy and tactics apply to smaller change? If so, how do you measure the size of change? And I guess on that change spectrum, where does this fall? Second question I had was, what if you've already started the change? Do you stop midstream? For example, if you're bringing on a consultant, what do? Do you scrap everything, start over, and stop everything, wait a while, and then restart? What do you do if you've already begun? And then the other concern that I had is, this is only one case, one person, one organization. How would this apply to other organizations? Would the same principles, the same tactics and strategy apply to other organizations and have the same success that it did in this hospital? So those are just some of my questions. You may have some comments. I only read the article once, so I may have missed something, so please add comments. If I'm missing something or I haven't thought something through all the way, definitely let me know in the comments here or send me a message, and hopefully we can collaborate to come up with some good summary and good discussion here. And join us next time for another article. Again, this article was Harvard Business Review, Change Through Persuasion by David A. Garvin and Michael A. Roberto. So check it out. Thanks for joining. Take care.